I was 17 and I got an internship with the mayor of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I'm from. And I had a job that most people in that office would dread. I would answer the phone for any random constituent in the city of Milwaukee who was calling to complain that their trash wasn't picked up. Yes, we were talking about trash here. But that was like an aha moment for me, that government can work for people, that the political system can work for people, and that I was 17. I was totally unqualified. I hadn't even graduated high school, and here I was helping the mayor of Milwaukee to help the people of Milwaukee. And I caught the political bug at that moment, and it sounds so silly, but that little thing helped me to believe that someday I could mobilize hundreds of thousands of young people to impact an election, or I could bring 12,000 people to Washington, D.C. for the biggest lobby day on climate change in U.S. history.
I was struck with how unfair their predicament was, that they had done nothing to cause this problem. You can barely measure the amount of carbon that Bangladesh emits. It's a kind of rounding error in the international tables, and yet they were suffering in extremis. After that, it became harder simply to speak and write about this, and easier to try to find what came next.
Since I've been a kid, I've been camping a lot, going fishing. I'm a keen wildlife photographer. In India, around forests, people are very poor. They have no form of employment. A lot of them poach tigers and elephants, not because they want to, but because they have to. I was camping in the Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary in South India when I heard 9 gunshots. For me, it was just that one turning moment. It was pure anger. When I heard those 9 shots across the river from me, it was 9 gunshots. And I could imagine some poor elephant getting shot twice and bleeding and dying 2 days later. And it's ridiculous, because when I've been on safaris, I've seen wounded elephants and I've seen them, and they're intelligent animals. And it was, that night I was just burning with anger, and the next morning I need to do something. I can't just sit back and let this happen around me. If that happens in 10, 15 years when I come here, it'll be empty, and I couldn't live with that.
So I sort of read quite a lot of climate science, and things are really bad and things look like they're only going to get worse. It became clear to me that whatever I did, it would have to be something that would help mitigate this. And part of that was because obviously the future that I'd imagined for myself, it seemed clear to me would never exist and would never happen, but also just because it's such a defining moment, I think, in human history, and it's sort of the moment where we are either paralysed by the enormity of the challenge, or we stand up and we confront it, and we stand up as one, and we stand unified, and we create this much more beautiful world than the one that we've got at the moment.